Okay, hi Sarah. Figured this was a little bit easier than typing it out just because it's kind of a long process. So I figured I'll give you a little bit of help and show you how to put text where you want it in your animated icons. So here I've got a scene from last night's episode, which was awesome. Anyway, the first thing you're going to want to do is hit T on your keyboard. That'll a shortcut for the text tool. Keyboard shortcut's really helpful. It's speeding things up. Anyway, so I'm in Photoshop CS4 right now, so this little window is the animation window. You get it by going to Window, down to Animation. I use this program for making all my animated icons. I know you're not using it, but so I'm hoping this is going to be a little similar, or if not, maybe you could try it in Photoshop. Anyway, let's get started. First thing you want to do is obviously put in your lines. Now, a very, very, very important thing is that anything that goes in this first frame here, right here, number 1, is going to be, it's called propagated, meaning duplicated across all the frames on the entire animation. So that is why when you turn text on, it shows up on all the frames. It's fixable, and I'm going to show you how to fix it. But yeah, so that's why. Anyway, I guess now I'll start typing. You can pick your font over here. I use a font called Impact. That's the big one that you commented on. I really like it. Dafont.com, DAFONT.com has really good fonts, and they're free, most of them. So I like using them. And then you can change the color over here. I've already got white picked out because I got a black background. So first line in this scene is, okay, so what aren't you telling me? That was funny. Looks a little bit strange just because it's under the levels layer, so I'm going to bring that up here. Okay, and then I'm going to move it. I use the arrow keys. It's a little bit faster and more accurate than dragging to move layers. And then I want a little bit of emphasis on that aren't, so I'm going to change the color. You can use the text tool and just highlight it like this. Oops, not that much. Gosh, if I can figure it out. Shift also works if you hold down Shift instead of the arrow keys. And then you can change just this word's color. So let's say I wanted to make it, I don't know, red, but it's got to be kind of light. So maybe that. What aren't you telling me? Okay, so that one's done. Basically, before you worry about where the lines are, where you're going to put them, it's easier just to type them all out and deal with the timing later. So what aren't you telling me? And then Kate says, so much, Castle. And move that down. Yeah, remember, gotta go to the first frame and then use this little menu and click select all frames. Already got them all selected, so it's grayed out, but you want to click that anytime you're going to move text. Otherwise, it will just be moved on one frame and it's just going to look all messed up and ruin your animation. So much, Castle. So much. Wait, let me, one sec. So much. I think it's so very much, but I'm going to check.
Okay, what aren't you telling me?
So much, Castle. So very, very much.
Okay, so very, very much. Got it. Such a good scene. So very, very much. Okay. Let's move that back down to sweet. So those are pretty much all the lines in that scene that I want to focus on. Now, generally, how many frames is this? Oh god, 135 frames. Usually 100 kilobytes is probably about 40 frames, maybe. So obviously I wouldn't be able to use this on Castle TV, but I'll just make it anyway. Now what you want to do is go into this menu again and select Convert to Timeline. Now this makes it look kind of like a movie, so you can control when the lines are going to show up. First line. Then you want to get it to where you want it. Come on, Castle. Let me go back. Here. Okay, so you go to this menu, click Trim Layer Start to Current Time, and that means this line isn't going to start until this point. aren't you telling me? Okay, and that's a good spot to end it. So again, go back here and click Trim Layer End to Current Time. Alright, then move on to the next line, so click up here. It doesn't matter if these are turned on or not, just letting you know. You can turn on the layers at the very end or just have them on already. I just prefer to have them off because if they're on at the same time, then they'll overlap and that's just messy. Okay. Small. Gosh, it's very tiny. I need to make that bigger. Okay, that's a good spot, I suppose. Then go back here, trim layer start to current time. Cancel. Okay. Trim layer end to current time, and then same thing up here. And then trim layer start to current time. Okay, now that's done, so go back to trim layer end, and you're pretty much done. You can go back to the beginning and turn all of these layers on, and let's see how it looks. Alright, so that worked really well. Anyway, so what you want to do when you're finished with this is you need to convert it back to normal. So click this menu and go back to Convert to Frame Animation. Alright, so turn it back to frames. My computer's kind of freaking out here. I don't know what it's doing. And it's loading. But anyway, this is pretty much anything you want to do. This is pretty much all you have to do. Making these icons is really easy. Maybe it doesn't look so easy, but you'll get better at it as you do it more and more. Anyway, feel free to let me know if you have any other questions. And yeah, thanks for watching.